Hello and welcome to the I Love Nicole Show. I'm Nicole, your host, and I'm so happy to be here. Some of you may have seen my acting or my stand-up comedy, but this is something completely different. This is my first time hosting an interview show all about New York City talent. We feature the stars in the sky before they shine. All the artists, the underground, musicians, the poets, you name it, we got it. And it all happens here in New York City, the spawning ground of creativity. Some smell like dead fish, others are like caviar. I'll let you be the judge of that. We are also going to feature a little bit of our own talent, some sketch comedy that's going to be sprinkled throughout the season. Season 1, show 1 of our new show. Strap yourself in, strap on whatever you want, and enjoy the ride. I've dated this dude that I went to acting school with, and I was like, what train do you take home? And he's like, the JMZ. I was like, what the fuck is that? That is not a thing. And he's like, no, really, it's the Brown line. I'm like, there's no Brown line. Like, what are you talking about? So sure enough, there it is, the JMZ, boom, right? So we go, and he lived in Bed-Stuy, and you had to walk by a brick garden to get to his house. You don't know, was it a building at some point? Probably. Is it art? I don't think it's art. It's in the ghetto. They're not funny like that, right? So it was something, and now it's not. So, and then there's also, then there's this like makeshift like aluminum housing thing that's like attached to the building where my guy lived. And that's where the crack is. That's apparently what the crack dealers set up so the crack whores could, I don't know why they need to be whores. They could just do crack. But anyway, crack people go. So, and so that's where he lived. And apparently, in order to get your crack, you had to do a cat and dog call. So we would hear in the middle of the night, you know, we're like, what is that? Is that someone throwing up, or is that someone trying to get crack? Like, it's like, you're like, is that a cat dying of heat? What's going on? Or is that, so they would buy their crack, and then they would go around to the other side of the building, and which maybe was a garden at some point, but now it's got broken down cars in it. So the crack whores or not would go there and would smoke their crack. So my friend had a crossbow for some reason, because friends have those, and he just was like, watch this, and he takes a pencil and he goes fink, like right near a pole, not like right near, like he's not gonna hit him, like not in the head, kind of, no. So but he goes, watch this, fink, and it'd go pink, pencil into the telephone pole, and the crack horse freaked out, packed up all his crap, and just like, we were like, oh my god, we didn't mean to scare him, I just thought it'd be like fireworks, I don't know. So that's my story on the J chain. We are here with Alexandra Vino, an actress in New York City who is making her way through the industry. She's taking it by storm. She is a joy to be around, and she is an amazing, talented actress, multifaceted. Wait till you see her. Here she is.
Hey!
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on the show.
It's a pleasure.
And Mona.
Yes, Mona, she had to come today because I couldn't leave her home.
She fits perfectly with your outfit,
Yeah, she actually matches the set really nice.
That's right. We aim to please, right?
Yeah.
So tell me, first of all, how did you get into acting and find that's your dream?
Okay, well, when I was a little girl, we always made home videos, and I think that's kind of where I really first started off. Everybody says, you know, when they're a kid, but I was so interested in always getting right up in the camera, and I would, when I was about 10 years old, they started, you know, using iMovie and editing like little movies and stuff with my father, and so I think that's really where it started, and I started doing, you know, other things, sports, cheerleading, gymnastics, and I kind of let that go a little bit, but the entertainment factor was still there. And then I was working in this designer clothing boutique, and it was like a show, you know, that you put on when you're out on the floor selling, and so it was always kind of an entertainment thing going on too.
It's
but
like
I was
modeling and acting, and you're at work and you have to sell things, and you're probably commission, right? So that's incredible training.
Yeah, and talking to people all the time. It was really good training. So I was there, and I wasn't really completely happy with where I was. You know, I would always watch television. Friends was like my favorite show at the time, and I would watch it continuously. And I was like, you know, I could do that. Why am I not doing that?
You're doing it every day, right?
Yeah. So I quit my job, and I moved to the city, and I started studying acting. You know, I stopped everything. I didn't have any other life except for study, and go at this as hard as you possibly can. And that's still where I am today, about 3 years later.
She has this fantastic blog that I'll have her talk about in a minute. But you talk about how your painting creates some fuel for your acting. It also helps to calm you down, right?
Yeah. Well, my blog, I actually just sort of write about my experiences and a lot of life lessons that I learn along the way, because I feel like a lot of people can relate to what I'm going through, and a lot of people, you know, have dreams and they don't really go after them. And so mine's sort of an inspirational kind of thing to show, you know, you can follow your dreams as long as you just believe in yourself. And so I write in my blog about, you know, the ups and downs of what I go through and what I learn from it, and how it's all sort of a lesson. And when it comes to my painting, I love to, you know, I feel like everything comes from inspiration, and a lot of times it's like, okay, so what am I going to paint? And instead of thinking, what am I going to paint, I try to use it as a tool of my acting at the same time, and I will work on that character that I'm working on, and what emotions they're going through, and what kind of life they're going through, and I'll let my painting come through that. And so each of my paintings are actually very different, because it's all coming from a different character.
So tell me about the work that you've been doing recently. Sounds fascinating.
Yeah, no, things have gotten really busy recently. You know, I got an HBO series, How to Make It in America. It will be premiering the second season this fall. And I come in on the third episode, and there's 8 episodes in a season, and I'm in 5 out of 8, and I'll be in the finale and everything, so it's really exciting. Yeah, it's good. I was only supposed to be in 3, and they liked me, so they kept bringing me back. So my fingers are crossed for the 3rd season when it gets picked up.
I understand you also just finished a film, right?
Yeah. It's called My Butterfly. It's going to be coming out actually June 27th. We'll be just having some private screenings to just figure out, you know, the last minute editing, and it will be submitted to film festivals. I believe Sundance, somebody from Sundance is rumored to really like it, and they'll probably take it in there. And
nice.
Then I know that they'll be submitting to other top, you know, festivals. It's a 30-minute movie. It's 1950s period piece, really beautiful, inspired by Maria Callas with opera music, and it's very glamorous, you know, diamonds and fur, and it's a tragedy. And in 30 minutes, they squeeze together, you know, a lot of fun. It's funny. There's a lot of laughter, but then there's like lust, and there's anger, and there's a lot of heartbreak. And I can't give away the ending, but it's a really tragic story. But it's beautiful, and it'll move people. It makes everybody really feel so. That was really exciting, and I got to play the villain, which I never get to play the villain, so that was really, really fun for me. I actually worked on being a leopard, and so because I feel like a leopard kind of really got in my body, and that's a really kind of interesting way I was able to go about the character. But the director Joe Pomerico. He's really a great director. He's so talented, and I really see him having a big future. You know, I usually only do work that my agent sends me on, but I was so inspired by him and the producer. The producer's, you know, has a really severe case of leukemia, and he's a very older gentleman, and he is so sweet and just wants the best for this kid, and they met each other, and their story is really beautiful. Wow. And he just pretty much is making his dreams come true. You know, he saw his art, he saw his potential. He did another short film called Gus, which is in a festival right now, and it's nominated for Best Film, Best Director, and Best Actor at the Staten Island Film Festival going on next week. So we're rooting for him on that one. Yeah. And so he saw that film, and he, you know, gave him all this money, funded this feature or 30-minute film that he made, and we're hoping if it does well in festivals that we could submit it for an Academy Award nomination.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Fingers crossed. We'll see how it does it at the festivals, but it's really good. It's a beautiful film. I'm so honored to have done it, and I can't wait till everybody gets to see it.
Cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
great.
So tell me what we're going to see. We're going to see a little bit of what you can do, right?
Yeah. You guys, I don't have a lot of footage on myself right now because everything's, you know, coming out.
Wonderful. All right. Let's go check it out.
Thank you.